Increasingly, as we've had students do video projects, it's become pretty noticeable that over the last few years, when they choose to do video, they're doing it off of their own devices, whether it be a smartphone, iPad, or other device that has a built-in video or still camera. So how do you take those videos? Typically, we'd have students bring in something like a flash drive and turn them in that way with the video file, but how do you do that when it's on a person's device? We're going to show you using iOS devices, iPhone, iPad, how you would take the video from the student device and get it turned into a teacher's account. We're going to be doing that through the Google Drive accounts that our students have. So within the device that I have, I've saved my video into a folder or an album called Sample Videos. What I'm going to do is from the device, the video is on, I'm going to go to my Google Drive app, and you'll have to be logged into your account, or the student would have to be logged into their account to do this. The top right-hand corner is a plus symbol. We're going to tap on that, and it gives us options for adding something to our drive. We're going to choose the option down towards the bottom, next to last, called Upload Photos or Videos. This then gives us all the albums that we have on our device. I have my Sample Videos album where I've stored everything. I'm going to click on that, and it's going to begin the upload. I can see my progress in two different places. I can see it up at the top of the screen and along the bottom of the screen. And once this is finished uploading, I get a little icon down at the bottom that asks me if I want help locating the file, or I can always just scroll down and look for it myself. It takes a little bit for it to process any kind of icon or preview image, so you may need to remember the name of the file to be able to find it. If for some reason you're still looking down this list and you can't locate the file, I've looked and looked, can't find it, I'm going to go to the top left, and this gives me some other options. And I'm going to go to Recent because that's the last thing that I did. It's the most recent thing that I've opened or uploaded, and there's my movie file. Now, if I try to open this too soon, I'm going to get an error message because it really hasn't finished processing the video. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the file. That means you may just need to wait a few minutes until opening it. Now, if I go to the little information button along the right-hand side, that's where it allows me to share this video or move things around a little bit. I can share it with my teacher. Or if I don't want to do any sharing, I can go to Move To. If the teacher has set up a shared folder in which students are turning in their work, I can just go ahead and locate my folder for that class. Let's say, for example, that it is a Spanish class. I'm going to go locate my folder for Spanish, and I'm going to move my video for my Spanish class into that folder, which is then automatically shared with my teacher. This menu has a lot of other different options or information about the file, but really those are the two that you'll probably use the most would be Share and Move To. Okay, that was on the iPad. Let's take a look at how a student would do this on their own personal iPhone. And again, this is possible to do on an Android device or other phone as well, but we're just showing a sample from the iOS devices. I'm going to go to the same spot. I've also set up a sample video folder on my phone as well. And I've got a couple of videos in there that I might want to use or send in to my teacher. Same process. I need to have the Google Drive app on my phone. I need to have that app logged into my Drive account. And same process. I'm going to go to the plus. It gives me the same options to upload photos or video. It gives me my albums. I'm going to scroll down to the albums that I have here on my phone, and I'm going to choose Sample Video, and I'm going to select the videos that I want to have uploaded to my Google Drive account. Now notice it says along the bottom, one of two files uploading, and then it disappears. I don't get to see that same progress for my uploads that I did on the iPad. So if I go to that menu on the left-hand side of the screen and choose Uploads, that's a feature that's not available on the iPad, but it is a menu option here on the phone. Now I can see what's happening with my videos. I can see the progress. I can cancel the upload with that little X in the middle of the circle if I need to. So I'm going to wait until they're done uploading. One of them is finished, so it's going to show me recent uploads there. I may get the same error message as I did on the iPad if I try to play it too quickly, because it's still going to take a few minutes to process before I would be able to play this directly from my Google Drive account. But I can still do the same options that I did on the iPad using that little I information menu button that's on the right-hand side. I have the same options for sharing and moving to a folder just like I did on the iPad, so I can submit this to my teacher if we have a shared folder set up to turn in assignments or to turn in documents. Now, if the teacher is collecting these and putting them together, wanting to put them on a class YouTube channel, class Vimeo channel, or put them together in an iMovie and have it ready to go to show in some way, then the teacher will have all the files turned into Google Drive and can just move them from Google Drive to wherever they need to be, however the teacher is going to be showcasing that work.